job in the end zone, making it a hard window to throw into, and when he caught it, making him feel it.
Horns up and ready to hook him. Serious noise on third down in DKR. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Touchdown, Texas A&M. They went for it all, and it paid off with the score. Looking for the tie with the extra point.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. A blown opportunity, missing that short field goal on the last drive, and now they'll try to breaks into the open. That gives him 54 yards rushing in this one and within striking distance of a 1,000-yard season. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. The offense changing the play. Dropping back, it's Manning. Got a man, it's Baxter. Still on his feet at the 45. Guys, the levels of hype and impatience awaiting the arrival of Arch Manning pretty much unsustainable over the last couple of years. Meanwhile, Quinn Ewers was pretty doggone good. But Arch is pretty deserving of all of this attention, I'd say, Jesse.
He's very, very talented. That jumps off the film when you watch him. You can see why he was so highly regarded coming out of high school. You can see why Texas fans are so impatient to finally watch what he does this year. Now, it's one thing to do it against Louisiana Monroe. It's one thing to do it against UTSA and Mississippi State. Can he do it against the Georgias? Can he do it against the big boys in the SEC on a consistent basis? We can't wait to find out.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Gets it out fast. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd and short from the 37. Wants to throw again. Grab near the sticks. It's Moore. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Making side adjustments here. To the air, it's Manning. Wide open downfield. Touchdown, Longhorn! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
Forget about those tight ends, right? They come up and they block most of the time, and a lot of time near the line of scrimmage, and then occasionally offenses do a great job, get creative, find a way to get a good matchup for the tight end, and he does the rest and gets in for 6.
Coming out with it, it's Craver. Makes a move. Oh, what vision. And there he goes. He will score. Touchdown, Aggies. No guts, no glory. Caught it in the end zone. Didn't hesitate for a millisecond to take that thing back, and boy, did it pay off.
And this is why kickoff returns are so exciting. There's so much space between you and the other team flying down the field. The only time you're going to be provided that much space, and you could tell he knew what to do with that space. Kicked on the Jets by Felicia.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll return it. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Quarterback making checks. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted, number 19. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. Here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. Quarterback extends the play. Grabbed in the middle. It's Concepcion. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10.
I love that play call, and quarterbacks are always licking their chops after their defense gets a takeaway, because they know now, hey, I got a sudden change situation. I've got a chance to take a shot and pad my stats.
Quarterback on the keeper. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Back to pass. And they get him, and they'll lose yardage on that completion.
Love the play by the defense. They just did a good job understanding where the running back was on that play. After the catch, they're able to make the tackle right away, and now they've set up 3rd down.
Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. Gives it on the option. And he'll be smacked to the ground.
When after getting stuffed on that run, you now have got 4th down. I'm not into chasing points this early in the game. I think you just take the field goal. You try to pay this drive off and this opportunity to put something on the board there.
Well, and nowadays you have these analytical cards, and the coaches, they literally look at every situation. Is it more advantageous to go for it or kick it? That's how they'll make this decision.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Might be changing the route. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Throws to the wideout. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
Dropping back, it's Manning. It's complete to the left. Oh, he's got some space. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
We've got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
Wants to go up top on first down. Rolling right and going deep. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. Behind the chains now on second and long. Back to throw, time running short in the half. He's not afraid to go deep. He's got it! They get him down on the play, and this big-armed sophomore is not afraid to show off the gun. And the Longhorns will snap it on 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Buys a little extra time. Fires on the move. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Love the coverage on the back end by the defense on that play. In these scramble-type situations, the quarterback's rolling out to his right. Everything breaks down, and it really gets hard on these defenders to have to stay with their man, but a good job there by the defense.
Got it in the middle, it's Moore. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Longhorns come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. He wants to change this route. Back to throw, it's Manning. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got it, first down and more. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll go to the air. Lets it go to the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
Great awareness by that defender that time. Seeing the ball thrown, getting his big paw, knocking it down, and now you set up 2nd down.
Got nothing last time. Now 2nd and goal from the 3. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Touchdown, Texas! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And that is a perfect job by the offense, executing that 2-minute situation. The quarterback was really in charge and focused. Made sure that all the right decisions were being made with respect to execution and the clock. This is something you practice all season long, and they execute the 2-minute perfectly here at the end of the half.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Looking downfield, it's Reed. Here's a heat. Pressure is all over him, and he can't get it off. Down he goes, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Texas A&M ready to kick it away to get the 3rd quarter started. They'll corral that squib kick just inside the 15. So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. Picks his way ahead. He'll get 5 out to the 17-yard line.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on second down. 2nd and 10, really hard. 3rd and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole playbook.
They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
They get him stopped at the 26, but that'll be enough for this offense to go to work on 1st down. The Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to adjust the pattern. Back to throw, it's Manning. Looking to the big tight end. Catch in the middle, it's Washington. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. The Longhorns have their offense in high gear. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground.
You know what? Everybody gets energized on the whole football team when you got running backs that fight for extra yards and breaks tackles. It's awesome to watch. Everybody literally gets a little jolt of energy because that guy continues to fight for everything he gets.
The Longhorns can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. It's Wingo. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. In their vision of that play, someone would run free after making an easy catch. There was nowhere to run and nowhere to go except down.
Probably looked really good when they drew that one up on the board this week in practice, but obviously a lot more difficult to go out and execute. Give the defense credit. Great stop.
Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Here comes a 3rd down situation, and the defense hasn't been able to slow them down. From the gun, wants to pass. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. He'll just throw it away, and it'll be 4th down.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Try the outside to the left. Keeps it moving for a 3-yard gain to the 24.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Productive 1st down play at 2nd and 6. Back to throw, it's Reed. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Finds a spot in the middle. Open spaces. Touchdown, Aggies. And with that, they've got the lead here in the 2nd half.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And he's not going to take the touchback. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. And the Longhorns in a good spot here with 2nd and short. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Still running at the 40. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They've softened them up with a run. Now to throw it. Picked off again. He's now thrown 20 interceptions. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
And we know turnover margin is a huge part of winning ball games. Interception number 2. This quarterback has to do a better job taking care of the football. Don't force it. Take the high completion percentage stuff. Don't always try to go for the big play.
Give to the back. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. Texas A&M going quickly.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that's a really good job by this defense. A complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
DKR heating up and trying to make 3rd down impossible here. To the air, it's Reed. Release to the back. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Well, in the first half, this offense was up and down the field. It seemed like everything they were dialing up was working. And here we are in the 3rd quarter, and there's a very rare incompletion on their own end of the field. Maybe that's the play the defense needs now to spark some momentum.
The Aggies send out the punt team to kick it away. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Looking for more room. Touchdown, Aggies. And what a turn of events as this defense gets the pick 6.
And they come up with a huge pick 6, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's going to bring this one out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
He might want another play. Looking to throw, it's Manning. The throw to the outside is complete. He goes out of bounds right at midfield. And the Longhorns with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Wants to go up top. Zings it complete to the right. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
Wants to throw again. That's caught. It's Wingo.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it's still a positive game.
Second down, he'll throw it. Bought a little time, lets it go. He's got him. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work.
This receiver is such a weapon, and he has so much speed, and he can generate explosive plays for your offense, not just running go routes and post routes, but how about throwing him the drag, letting him catch it, and use his speed to turn it upfield.
From the red zone, looking for a man. Touchdown, Longhorns! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
And, man, that was a nice job by the tight end, finding the soft spot in the defense in the end zone on that TD.
And with the extra point, they draw closer. It's 31-28. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Fielded in the end zone, it's Bussey. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. It's a flea flicker. Starting to feel a little pressure. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Didn't find much running room there. Picks up a few before he's forced out of bounds.
Really nowhere for the quarterback to go that time. I like the idea of letting him try to run with it, but no opportunity to get up the field, so he just kept trying to use the speed going sideways. Defense took everything away, and a good decision by him to save a hit and just get out of bounds.
Wants to throw. It's Reed. Fires to the wideout. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
This game just feels so different than it did in the first half. After that incompletion, now setting up fourth down, they only have a one-possession lead. Things were looking so much better earlier in the game. They're going to have to get it together throwing the football if they want to win this game.
Makes the tackle really strong, disciplined job, and now we have 1 period to play. We've reached the break, and Texas A&M leads it. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Looking to throw on first down. Pulls it in. It's Wingo. Shoved out of bounds after a big gain. They'll mark it at the +42.
And it was the defense that got this started, right? They were the ones who got the stop, forced the punt, gave it back to the offense, who now just picked up a nice completion. You win as a team, but give the defense credit for getting this thing going.
Looking downfield on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Wingo. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Looking to throw on first down. Touchdown, Texas! And they moved out front here on the 4th.
And the timing had to be perfect. Down here, this close to the red zone, the windows to throw into are so small, but the quarterback, his receiver, on the same page. With that touchdown catch, they now take the lead.
He'll bring it out. It's Bussey. He's got great speed. He's got an alley. Wide open, and it's a foot race. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
Yeah, and those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you could tell, takes it out, good blocking, give him a little crease, and you could see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No. You see the fast guys, and you see an open space, and boom, he's gone.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Texas offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. Might be calling a hot route. Looking to pass. It's Manning. Fierce the pressure. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
And this is going to fall on the quarterback's shoulders here in the 4th quarter. You're trailing. It's a close game. You are going to have to complete some balls. You're going to have to make some big-time throws in small windows under duress if you're going to bring your team back and will them to victory. Incomplete there, obviously, but expect them to...
A big-time catch along the sidelines. Got the foot down, and an excellent throw, too.
This is a shootout. Both offenses up and down the field. You're generating explosive plays. It feels like which team has the ball last may win, but give the quarterback a lot of credit that time because, again, he saw a beautiful look to take a shot into, and he throws an absolute dime.
And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
I love the competitive nature of this quarterback. Yeah, he's thrown some picks in this game. He's put his team in a hole, but he's still out there trying to make throws to bring his team back.
Here's the handoff. There he goes. Brought down after keeping those powerful legs moving, getting all he could. He'll be a few inches short. The Longhorns come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play.
Really good surge that time by the offensive line. You saw all those bodies by the defense being pushed backwards. That opened up the crease for the ball carrier. He's able to get a really nice gain there, setting up 2nd and inches.
And maybe the big fella can jumpstart this offense a little bit. They got to get some points, and he's that big physical guy, breaking some tackles, making some plays. Here in the 4th quarter, they're going to need it.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
Quarterback may change this route. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Using his legs to buy some time. Touchdown, Longhorns! They move on top here on the 4th.
Man, nice Nice to have a QB that's focused, in the moment, doesn't get routed. You can tell, drops back the pass, makes a great throw, threads it into the end zone, and this team now has the lead in the fourth quarter right where they want to be.
He'll bring it out. It's Bussey. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Texas A&M has it back on the offense, ready to go to work. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot, and now let's see if they can pull this one out. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
When you play the option and you play this responsibility football, sometimes your eyes can get lost. They didn't on that play. Nice job honing in, getting in there quickly, getting the quarterback to the ground.
How frustrating is that? You're that running back. Where were you supposed to go? There was absolutely no lane for him on that play.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Running to Green. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
I think this team knew coming in today they needed to be able to run the football, and they were going to have to get some of that production from the quarterback, and he just broke off his longest run of the game so far. That was critical for his confidence, for this offense's confidence, and right now if you're on defense, you've got to find an answer for this guy.
Under fire. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
It's at this point of the game where you've got to have great pass protection if you're going to come back and win. You're only down one possession here. You need to give this guy time. They just weren't able to do it on that last one. That's why it's incomplete.
So now it's second and long. Back to pass, it's Reed. That's caught. It's Craig. He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on that play.
You know, the defense, they just haven't been able to find an answer for this guy throughout the course of the game. Obviously, he's got 2 touchdowns, picks up the first down there. They've tried doubling him. They've tried man coverage, zone coverage. Nothing working on defense. They can't stop him.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. And the Aggies will line it up on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And the defense is smelling blood in the water at this juncture. They know the offense is going to throw it, and that's why you see these D linemen and linebackers, man, they are pinning their ears back, getting after the quarterback, and to hit that time, help force the incompletion.
He wants a big play here late. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on second down. Now it's 3rd down.
And this defense knows exactly the spot they're in, man. They are up. They've got their more defensive backs on the field. They're dropping back. You can tell they are taking away the deep ball. Nice job understanding situation, understanding clock, and what the offense is trying to do.
Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Looking to throw. Safe completion on the screen. They'll stop him short on 3rd down, and this defense trying to make sure they stay on top.
Defense not fooled there in a 2-minute situation. This offense trying to go quick game, trying to catch some blocks to see if they can spring that guy, but the defensive pursuit just too good on that one.
Down late in a 4-point game, they'll keep the offense on the field on 4th down. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Shoots it to the left. Makes a catch. 1st down and maybe a lot more. Makes a grab and a nice gain. Gets it to the 35. Not really a huge decision there. You don't want to give up the football at this juncture of the game, and they're able to keep the drive going.
You know, the head coach here obviously feels like punts and field goals are not going to...
Turning it on! Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Tough, determined run gets it down to the 12. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. On the option. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line.
And this defense has to be so disciplined. Like, you just got to understand, I can't all go for the quarterback, and too much attention on the quarterback. We didn't play the pitch really well. That's why this offense is really hard to stop.
And if they want to take the lead, can't be thinking field goal here. They'll need a touchdown to go up in the 4th. Marches ahead. Touchdown, Texas A&M. And they've got the lead in the final minute.
And this is a running back, guys, that gets better as the game goes on. Here we are late in this one, and he's still breaking off big runs. Impressive, making people miss, showing you the speed. And that touchdown gives his team the lead.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Quarterback making adjustments. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. This quarterback has to stay calm, cool, and collected and drive his team down for a score late in the 4th. Looking downfield, it's Manning. Bringing the heat. What a grab along the left sideline. Got the foot down in a strong throw. Put it right on the money.
And this offense is going to have to do more of this, right? They're going to have to be aggressive, attack the sidelines. They're going to need some big plays, trailing late in this football game, but they've also got to be smart and be mindful of the clock.
They were backed up, and then suddenly they weren't. They've got it 1st and 10 now inside the 50. Wants to throw on 1st down. Under fire. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. The Longhorns with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. Moving out of the pocket. Lets it fly. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Well, at this point of the game, the defense now is substituting their personnel. They've got their dime package in the game. There's a lot of DBs out there. They know this offense is going to have to throw the football to climb back in this game.
The offense changing the play. They'll try to get the first through the air. Caught near the sticks. It's Wingo. And it's a catch, but he's got enough for the first down. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Back to pass. It's Manning. Unloads to the wideout. That is man. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock as the offense moves closer, trying to pull it out.
What a great individual effort here. This 2-minute situation. He makes the catch in the middle of the field. He knows he's got to find a way to stop the clock. The only way to do that is to get out of bounds. He uses his speed and his vision, and he's able to elude the defense to save some time.
They want to throw it. Flushed out of the pocket. Touchdown, Texas! They've got the lead here in the fourth.
Now, you talk about finishing games with a purpose, with a plan, executed to perfection, taking almost all of the clock, executing brilliantly down the stretch of this football game, making plays, and taking the lead late in this ball game.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. He'll be stopped, but good work there to get the ball out to the 37. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This drive will get started from the 37-yard line. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Takes a hit as he fires. Got his man all by himself. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. The week has been immersed in midnight yells, barbecue smells, a sea of crowds in the fall colors, and the Lone Star Showdown ends with Texas hooking up and getting the victory over the Aggies. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.